Welcome back to the channel, guys, for 2024. Back out on the Mary River. Just spent the last hour setting up the tarp and the tent and so forth. Just figuring out where I was going to put it, how to configure it, etc. We're back out on the Mary River. The river's flowing pretty high at the moment. It flooded, or mine have flooded about a week ago. I actually came here last weekend to get on it and was about another, probably a metre up on where it is now. But the level it is at the moment is just perfect. So, as I said, I've got the tent set up, tarp set up. Next thing's firewood. And we'll set the bedroom up a bit later when it's cooler. It's probably too hot on the tent at the moment. Very, very warm conditions here in Queensland. But really looking forward to getting back out this weekend, doing some camping and relaxing in front of a river. Cheers. Wow, that's nice. My younger brother just said on his last video that everyone that cooks a meal, camping or no, always says, oh, this is beautiful, oh, it's wonderful, and he's right. But I think sometimes when you're camping, you get a bit hungrier than normal. Anything starts to taste good, but this is actually very nice. So definitely want to do it again. It's an Asian noodles with salad. A little Asian sauce, very, very nice. Cheers, folks. Well, dinner was a success. Not necessarily required to have a fire this time of the year, I must admit. It's not here for heat, that's for sure. I'm absolutely steamed still. Very lovely, calm night. We'd actually do with a bit of a breeze, but it's just cooling down a little bit now. But of course, as it cools down, the humidity starts to increase. But can't complain. Very, very nice camping. Beautiful little spot here. Hasn't been a soul go past all day, which is absolutely brilliant. So very happy with that. I'll put up the trip notes at the end of the video as usual. This is the Mary River, so I've started up Moy Pocket Road Bridge. I think it's Parkinson's Bridge. I'll put it up on the screen now for you. But I put all the details of how long it's taken me to get to this particular camp spot, how long it took to get to Walker's Bridge, all that sort of places, and then of course how long it gets me to the end and so forth tomorrow morning. So as I said, I'll leave that to the end of the video, and that way you'll have some trip notes, give you an idea of water depths as well. One thing I've been monitoring over the last probably month is the water depths. Unfortunately here in Australia we've had a lot of floods on the east coast of Australia, a lot of rain, lots and lots and lots of rain and really high humidity, quite unusual. Hottest December for 160 years, so that's unfortunately affected the waterways and so forth. The water here is just the right level for paddling now, but it's not as clear as it was last time I was here. Last time here it was literally crystal clear, but now there's just a little bit of sediment still going through. Give it a week or two and it'll probably be nicer again, but as I said, it's just at the right level now to get through. You would have seen me pull over that tree under the water and so forth, and there's only a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times, I've actually scraped over a couple of little rocks and so forth, so really good level for paddling. So for 2024 I'm going to change it up a little bit. I got a bit bored last year doing the lakes, I must admit, and unfortunately the water, as I've said in a couple of my last videos, was starting to just go off in colour and so forth, and that put the fishing off as well. So I'm thinking this year I'm going to do a lot more rivers. So I've already got one lined up in a couple of weeks time with my brother Stephen. He's got his own channel, Dirt Bike ADV and OAF, and he's got a kayak. So we're going to go to the McAllister River in Victoria. We're going to do that over a couple of nights, so we're both really looking forward to that, I must admit. We've been planning this one for a fair while and going through a few trip notes and ideas of where we can camp and things like that, food, all that sort of business. So that's going to be a good one. It's a wild river. It's not on farmland and so forth. So that'll be nice, right up in the high country in Victoria. So looking forward to that one. And yeah, so I've just been planning over the Christmas period as I had a bit of a break from YouTube, the trips I want to do this year. And as I said, most of them, or a lot of them, will be river-based trips. So also have lined up the Tumut River down in New South Wales and a couple of others. So looking forward to doing that. It's very, very nice getting out in a river, I must admit. It's a bit more, how would you put it? You don't see as many people, and just a little bit more adventure than just sort of swanning across a lake. Lakes are great, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy camping on a lake, but rivers, it's just better again. It gives a bit more adventure, a few rapids and so forth, trees to get around and a few snags, etc. So that just makes it a bit more interesting than paddling across the lake, putting up with wind and so forth. So anyway, that's the plan for 2024. I hope you all join me as I venture out this year, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Well, good morning, folks. Slept like a baby last night. Finally got the new airbed sorted out, different pillows and so forth to get the head height right. I sleep on my side, so always good to get that sorted, but it worked an absolute treat. Very happy with that. The river is up this morning, probably a good 30 centimetres, and it's flowing a lot faster than last night. I could hear during the night the sound of the water changed. There was a lot of rippling and gurgling over the rocks when I went to bed, and then during the night I noticed it went silent, and I thought, something's changing here, the water's coming up. The cicadas luckily woke me at 5:30, so I got up and had a look out the window, and sure enough I could see that it was well up and flowing a lot faster than yesterday. So I've already packed the camp up, it's all ready to go. I'm just going to finish this coffee, and then we'll chuck it in the canoe and head it all downstream. Beautiful camp spot, very, very happy with this one. I'll keep it on Guy for future reference. It's very, very nice. That's a good 2 metres or more above the water line, and very easy up to escape even higher up if the water starts to really belt down the river, but you're going to be able to hear it obviously if that starts to be the case. So very, very happy. You will have noticed that I'm starting to take the channel in a slightly different direction this year. I watched a few of my videos over the Christmas period and realised it was coming too much about the fishing and not enough about the camping and so forth. And so a lot of what I normally would do, you guys don't even get to see, because I'm setting up camps and so forth, putting up tarps and all that sort of stuff, and you don't get to see any of that. But watching other people's videos and so forth, I noticed that people seem to like that sort of stuff, so I'll add a bit of that in. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on that, whether that's something you're interested in. I've also gone full circle and gone back to a bit of bushcraft. When we were kids, my brothers and I, when we get camping and so forth, we didn't have fancy camping gear. We had little tiny tents out of Target or Kmart. And often we'd just take an axe and a knife and we'd make our own pegs and so forth and string up tarps that Dad had given us, old canvas tarps and so forth, and that's how we camped. We didn't even know it was bushcraft back in the day, but that's certainly what we were doing. So, as I said, going full circle, bought a knife, got an old axe I had from a hardware store from years ago, and I'm going to incorporate a bit more of that into my camping because I still enjoy it actually. It's really great, and it makes you a bit more versatile. You're not reliant on little tiny aluminium pegs and so forth. And it's just good to get out with a knife and an axe and actually get back to nature a little bit more, I suppose. So anyway, you're going to see that trend over the next 12 months because I certainly enjoy it. And as I said, focus less on the fishing. I'll still do fishing, don't get me wrong, but it won't be an all-day thing where I'm just all about the fishing because, yeah, it starts to get a bit frustrating when you are catching fish. And it's a bit boring to watch, I'll be honest, having watched a couple of my videos. So, yeah, anyway, that's where we're going to head this year. Well, running the river this high is completely different to yesterday. You're just moving so much faster, and the water pushes you around a hell of a lot more, of course. But you also travel a lot faster, so I'm probably double the speed I was yesterday, probably out to 10 k's an hour, just screaming down the river. It's really nice. You're not having to do too much in the way of paddling. You're just really directing the canoe, which is a nice change. I had plans of stopping halfway on the way back here and getting some lunch under a nice shady tree somewhere, maybe cook up a cup of tea or something like that, sandwich. But with the higher water level, it's a bit difficult to get out of the water now, so there's very few areas where you can get out. So I'm just going to wander down with the current to my exit point at the bridge. And yeah, we'll see you down there. I'll give you some travel notes because I don't know what the time it's going to be to the bridge. And I'll give you some trip notes, sorry, on the actual trip itself, timing, etc. And some of the things to be aware of, water levels, etc. I'll see you all then. Well, we've made it back to the Vic Olsen Bridge in absolute record time. But as I said, I would give you the trip notes for this particular trip. I'm also going to include the water levels as measured at the Moy Pocket Road. And I'll leave a link to that actual site for you so you can actually test that yourself. But I left there yesterday at 10:39 in the morning, and the height of the river then was 80 centimetres, so 0.8 metres or 80 centimetres. And it took me 3 hours to get to the Walker Road Bridge, So that was where I took off from last time. So that was a 3-hour trip. There was a couple of stops where I had to pull over for some cows and an electric fence at one stage as well. But I also stopped and got out for a drink of water. So you could do a little bit faster if you wanted to, but probably not much faster than that. There's about another 20 minutes on from there from the campsite, so that was pretty easy going. But this morning I left at 7:46 and the height of the river then was 1.8 metres. So it had gone up in fact a metre overnight to the point when I got in the water and so forth. So it had gone up a lot. I thought it was only about 30 to 40 centimetres, but according to the gauge at Moy Pocket, it had actually gone up a full metre. So quite a lift in water. And that then took me another 3 hours to get here to the Vic Olsen Bridge, which is on Tutchakoi Road, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. So yeah, pretty much 3 hours both days. Today, as I said, was absolutely hammering down the river. The flow at that 1.7 metre height, or 1.8, sorry, really pushed it through. So there was no snags at all. The big tree that I had to get over and around last time I was here, gone, pushed out of the way. Similar little branch that was coming out of the water on a little bit of a reef, gone, pushed out of the way. So no obstacles at all to speak of. Really nice, easy, rapid. So well worth doing this trip. If you're a paddleboarder, stand-up paddleboarder, it's very doable. No issue at all. You can do it on a stand-up paddleboard. Just need stuff for overnight. As far as which one I would do, I'd probably do the Moy Pocket Road to Walker Road. It's the most picturesque, and there's less rapids, if you like, and things that will actually make you get off your board and actually have to do things and so forth. So that'd be my pick if you're on a stand-up paddleboard. But absolutely brilliant trip. Thanks you for following me along on this adventure. Really appreciate it and look forward to sharing more with you in 2024. Bye for now.